Five, four, three, two, one. Hi, welcome to the PDPsi Show at George Mason University. I'm your host, Jed Mendoza, and today's guest is Brian Bui. Brian Bui is studying community health, concentration in clinical science. He crossed Spring 18, and he's taken the positions Philanthropy and Culture Chair for Pi Delta Psi, and he's currently the Director of Expansion in the South Atlantic. How are you, Brian?
Doing pretty good.
That's pretty good. What have you
Just
been up
chilling,
to?
I was watching soccer earlier, but
Oh yeah,
that was about it.
who's playing?
I was watching Manchester United versus Arsenal.
Is
I'm a
that, are
huge
they
Man
doing
United
like
fan,
worlds
so
or
that's why.
what's
Hmm?
are they doing like worlds? What's going on?
It was just the Premier League, like the England League that they play in.
Okay, like who are you rooting for?
Personally, Manchester United, because I'm a fan of them, but
Hmm.
we'll see how that goes. They're second on the table right now, but hopefully they go to first.
Yeah, it sounds like soccer is a pretty big thing for you.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
Uh, it was basically like the first major sport I was exposed to when I was a kid.
Hmm.
Um, my neighbors were the ones who showed me soccer. I used to go to their soccer games just to watch them play, and
Hmm.
then a year after that, I think I ended up signing up, joining the team with them, playing for 45 years. I played fall, spring, and winter. Winter, I played indoor, obviously, and then after that, I just started loving soccer, playing it for 5, 6 years, I think.
5, 6 years. It's a long
Yeah.
time. Did you play soccer in college or in uni?
No. Uh, I just played in like intramural leagues basically with other people, like other friends, some bros, but not like for the university itself.
Some bros, like who?
Chris, Sachamavong, J1, Qua, and then just like a bunch of other friends that we knew. Hector was also another bro that played with us.
Those some of those guys are old heads. That's interesting. So did that get you like thinking about PDPsi while playing soccer with them?
Well, I played with them after I crossed, but
Hmm.
I knew Qua before because I met him, I think, when I was in middle school. We were on the same soccer team. So I've known Qua for like, I would say 7 to 8 years, I think.
Oh wow, that's a long friendship, dude. Well,
Hmm.
it's a friendship, right? 7, 8 years. It's
Yeah?
not like a rivalry or something.
No, no. And of course, in those like 7, 8 years, I only had contact with him through soccer. We didn't go to the same school or
Hmm.
anything, but after my, when I became a freshman, I came to Mason.
Hmm.
I saw Quad and I was like, oh wait, yo, like it's been a while, and then that's how me and Quad reconnected.
Through soccer. That's interesting. I
Hmm.
like it. Like so during soccer, were you like, hey, I know this other thing that we could do together. Like, was that PDPsi or?
So the way I was interested and like got hooked to PDPsi was my first semester freshman year.
Hmm.
I got invited out to the IOTA class probate.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
that was my
Who
first
invited you?
like experience. Um, she was a sister from AKD5, but I also knew some Sigma charters that were going. So after that, I experienced the IOTA charter, like the probate, and then I rushed spring. It was mainly through Sean, my big. Um, I was at the VSA tables, and he came over and he was just like, um, "You're gonna be my KSA little." I was like, I don't even know you, but okay."
Wait,
I mean,
Sean
honestly,
said
like,
KSA little? Really?
no, he said that because
Uh,
like Sean was just saying like random things back then,
I had no
and
idea.
then it became a joke between me and him. Like I was like, yeah, you're gonna be my KSA big, blah 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 blah. But I mean, I never joined KSA until after I crossed, and then by that point, I was like, Sean is already my big bro, so I don't really need Sean as my KSA big either, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Sean was kind of the one who
He rushed you.
pushed me
All right.
towards yeah rushing, and that's when I met Dennis, my PE,
Mm-hmm.
and he would be messaging me a lot, just like getting to know me, and I kind of felt weirded out because I was like I'm an introvert and I was a freshman, so I was like,
Mm-hmm.
why is this person messaging me like almost every day or like responding
Mm-hmm.
pretty fast? But it was nice because like he was someone new I could talk to and kind of like ask questions about Rush and he would answer them.
That's interesting. I mean, did you do Rush alone, or who'd you do it with?
So during that spring, I met Nolan my first semester as a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
So me and Nolan rushed together, and then I eventually dragged Qua. So
Oh, you rushed
probably
Qua.
like yeah, like all three of us rushed
All right.
together, went to events together, and now we're all three PDs,
I like
plus
it.
Min, but I didn't know Min back then, so.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. Like, so that was like your first semester rush, and then you became a bro.
Mhm.
And what about, your experience as like, okay, so you just crossed. How was your experience rushing someone else as the first time after you became a bro? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So it was hard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a quiet person. I'm an introvert, so it was really hard for me to rush someone. Uh, just talking to others was kind of rough because talking to strangers. But uh, I would say after like the first 2 semesters of being shy and barely getting to talk to like people rushing, I'd say a lot of the older heads that were still active helped me uh, branch out more, get me more comfortable talking to others.
Oh, like
So
who? Like,
I would definitely say Sean and Joe were pretty two good people who helped me. Uh, yeah, I think it was just Joe and Sean during the time because they were active.
that's interesting. Like, so they helped you develop some skills for rush. Did you have like a particularly good rush like season? Like, hey, I did good work.
Um, I think I felt the best in I think your semester it was fall 19, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember.
I think that was probably my yeah, probably my best rush personally.
Yeah, like I remember you sending me a couple texts throughout the week, like go to this event.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right,
Come to
I'm
this
going.
event, we'll be here. Let me know if you have questions, the typical.
No, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, like it was, I credit like you and Qua, like you guys were the first two people who I met, that introduced me to Pi Delta Psi. Like I was looking for, of course, like Greek life, but I had no idea what Pi Delta Psi was until like you stepped in and you were like, "Hey, do you know what
Come
Pi
over
Delta Psi
here.
is?" Do you
Yep,
remember that
yep, come to
moment?
our booth.
Yeah, at the
Mhm.
booth.
Yeah, I
All
remember that.
right, you want to tell them or tell me about it? Like, how are you feeling when you're rushing someone like me?
Honestly, it was like we were about to close our booth, or like our kiosk, because our shift was over.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like one of the few people left, I think, in JC. And I was just like, all right, this is our last one for the day. So I think I asked you to come over or something. And then I started talking to you. I was like, hey, like, how are you? Like, who are you? What's your name? And then Qual popped over. we started having conversations, and then you start getting interested. You're like, oh, what is this about, you know?
Hmm.
And then I think you asked us like how large we were and just like what are the things we do. And then we eventually got you to come out to the same event that day. But I remember you had to leave like 20 minutes or 30 minutes after. But you got to meet like a good majority of the active house that night. I think it was a game night too.
Yeah, it was the game night with Sigmas.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was fun. I think it was Ching stuffing his face with playing Chubby Bunny. That's what I
Dude,
remember about that night.
and then it was like we had spicy ramen challenge and stuff like that too.
Yeah. So like during like all these rush processes, like what were you looking for? Like what were you looking for people, or like what were you looking within yourself?
I was just trying to, contribute, help our active house grow,
Hmm.
find new brothers, but personally, I also wanted to be able to end up talking to others and just not being afraid, like how it was in my first 2 semesters as an active. I wasn't proactive enough. I was too shy and too quiet.
Hmm.
But definitely now, I think it's not that hard. It's pretty natural to me now. But obviously, it's like online rush, so
It's a little different.
it's
I
not,
mean,
yeah, it's a lot different, a lot harder.
yeah, it's been 3 semesters. Might
Hmm.
have another semester. Uh,
Yeah.
so it sounds like you've gained some new skills. You went from an introvert. Do you feel you've become more extroverted going through like different rushes and all that?
Um, Definitely. I'll become more social, surprisingly. A little more extrovert,
Hmm.
but naturally, I'm still introverted, of course. But I'm not afraid to talk to people anymore, give out my opinion, speak up. So there are times when I can talk and I will talk.
All right. I mean, do you have any advice for current active house or brothers later down the line who be conducting rush?
Um, Something I learned from Dennis and Joe is just to always step out of your comfort zone. So I would say,
Hmm.
to the future people like Rose, I would say try to take the first step. Maybe not by yourself, but maybe have a bro help you take the first step, and then the second step can be your own. And then that will lead you to be able to, get out of your comfort zone, be comfortable talking to others, or maybe being proactive, extroverted, or just like whatever you need to do to have a successful rush and be successful in general.
I like that. You said like take the first step, maybe not by yourself, like someone else, like a brother
Hmm.
that spoke. I mean, like for me, how I conduct rush, I'm comfortable doing both, but yeah, the last two, like with your brothers, that makes a lot of sense. All right, Brian. Um, Last question. I'm gonna put you in the hot seat. Director of expansion for Pi Delta Psi in the Mid Atlantic. How do you feel so far? Like as working on a national board.
Um, I'm pretty comfortable. I
Hmm.
don't think the stress and the work will get to me, honestly. Uh, we're in a pandemic right now, so it's definitely harder to do my role,
Hmm.
but I'm definitely trying to do the best that I can, trying to communicate with schools, other people, interests, reading emails, responding to emails, going to meetings, but also trying to do the other now board responsibilities like sharing information, giving information to people like different chapters and presidents,
Hmm.
and whatnot. So it's going good so far. I'm still in my first year
Mm-hmm.
because I've only been director of expansion since I think June, if I can remember correctly. So it's only
Okay.
been, what is it, 6 months, 7 months, yeah.
Do you have any advice for like someone who might be interested in that position?
Yeah, just, take your chances. Um, if you have the qualities and if you don't, but you think you can do it, just take it. Sometimes it's better to take it, learn, progress, and just put in the effort you can than just not do it at all.
I like it. All right, it's been a pleasure talking to you, Brian. Really appreciate it. Do you have anything
All right,
you
thank
want to
you.
add before we part ways?
Not particular.
All right. Thank you, Brian Bui.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that's the first episode of the PDPsi Show. Wherever you're watching and whenever you're watching, have a good morning, good evening, good night.